On Action 11's magazine Sunday at 6:30, we'll visit a family in Stearns, Kentucky, where a coal mine strike has been going on for almost 16 months. We'll see how that strike has changed their lives. Also this Sunday, we'll meet the original Monarchs, a rock group that started in Louisville in 1964, and they're still going strong. We'll have the second edition of the Mini Report, news by and for children. And Gerald Bryant has some words of wisdom about word wars between men and women. That's on Magazine Sunday at 6:30. 20 years ago today, the #1 song in America was April Love by Pat Boone. Today, the #1 song in America is You Light Up My Life by Debbie Boone, Pat Boone's daughter. It's a whole new generation of music now, and not many musicians have prospered through the change. But one group that has started in Louisville. Ladies and gentlemen, the original Monarchs.
February 1964, we cut a record. That's many, many years ago, but this is sort of an anniversary for it. Where were you in February of '64? Maybe you were here. If you were, we love you, because that's why we've been singing this for the last 15 years. It's called Look Homeward Angel.
Look Homeward Angel was a national hit, and the 9 young men who played local high school dances for fun were on their way to a big-time rock music career. But it never happened. Even then, the Monarchs had higher priorities than stardom.
The agent asked us if we would go on our second Dick Clark caravan. You do remember Dick Clark?
Certainly.
All right. And we had been moved up from our exposure from when we had This Old Heart Out. So we were going to be the second billed act. But the weekend that the tour left, and we were going to be gone like 9 weeks, and all of us had arranged to be gone, it conflicted with the St. X Flagey annual game. Gospel truth.
Those oldies but goodies remind me of you.
So they broke up until a newspaper story on nostalgia brought them together again several years later. They broke out the instruments and the old music, and the original Monarchs were back. Audiences want to dance all right. The Monarchs are booked solid through next summer, and it's no passing fancy. These are the people who grew up with the Monarchs. They come for the music and the memories.
90% of the people that come out to these dances have either gone to high school with us, or we played at a hop that they participated in when they were in high school. And I think most people don't want to really grow up, and this gives them a tendency to remember all that. At least they act like when they're dancing on the floor anyway.
But growing up hasn't been bad for the Monarchs themselves. Lead singer Mike Gibson, for example, has been married 13 years to his high school sweetheart. They have 3 of the Monarchs' 19 children. Mike sometimes drives to work in a 1951 Ford he's kept since high school. Mike's job is at Citizens Fidelity Mortgage Company. He's a vice president. The other musicians spend their days as contractors, salesmen, truckers, credit executives. And if the workaday world of business sometimes seems a long way from the superstardom they might have had, doesn't seem to bother the Monarchs a bit.
Okay, so someday you're sitting there at the bank and you're plowing through the paperwork. Don't you ever just sort of push it to the other side of the desk and look out the window and start humming Look Homeward Angel and say, wow, I could have gone and done that?
Oh, I guess the truth of the matter is that every one of us had probably thought what it would have been like, or wondered what it would have been like if we'd have made it as professional musicians. But right now we got, if you want to say the best of 2 worlds, we do, because if you want to be a musician, this is the way to be it in my mind, because you still got your family, you still got your job, you got all the people in the community that you recognize from years ago. And I guess that's the best way to say it, the best of 2 worlds. I have no idea what my life would have turned out like, or any of the other 8 guys, if we'd have went on the professional tour.
Everybody sing with us, come on! God knows that I love
much as they love the music and the rewards of their lasting popularity, the Monarchs seem to care more about their daytime careers and their families. They limit their appearances, and the wives come to many of the shows, as they've done for 15 years. And if tastes or styles change, well, the Monarchs have been through that before.
Remember how the haircuts used to go? 2 inches above the ears is the way it was, right? See, not like this. This 77. That wouldn't have been approved 10 years ago.
They may look different, but the Monarchs' music is still the same.
Thank you. Very kind people.
Magazine presents the second edition of the Mini Report after this message.